For millions of men and women, incarceration is a vicious cycle. According to the federal government, at least 7 million people circulate through probation, jail, and prison every year, and more than 2/3 are rearrested within 3 years of release. It's a big reason why we went to this prison, dubbed Prisneyland, in the first place.
We don't really call them inmates here.
Incarcerated individuals.
Incarcerated individuals.
Their mission here at Valley State in California is to break that cycle. It's all part of the pilot program at 2 facilities called the California Model, with the goal to replicate the results in Scandinavia, where Norway says reforms over the last 2.5 decades have brought down the rate of reoffending within 2 years to only 20%, much lower than here in the U.S. They've also decreased the prison population significantly and have helped people reincorporate into society after they serve their time.
Am I recording?
The idea is we want to make the environment inside our institutions as normal as possible, with the goal of not releasing somebody who's institutionalized, but releasing citizens back to the community who have practiced normal pro-social behavior.
Every year, pro-social or not, the state releases 35,000 incarcerated people back into society, according to the California Health Foundation.
Can I see your ID, sir?
Last year, Francisco Oroso was one of them. We met him as he was finishing his sentence, and were there on the day of his release.
I'm not. Hello.
Okay, so we're back. This is the middle of the state, Central Valley, California, in a place called Fresno. We are visiting somebody you might remember. His name's Francisco. He was part of Prisneyland in that previous documentary we did. You saw him going from essentially the inside to the outside, and now a year and a month later, here he is. What's happening, bro? What's it like to be out?
Life is good, man.
Yeah?
Life is good, man. Life is good. It's been a blessing being out here in Fresno. I was worried about coming out here, but it's been awesome.
He's now working as a case manager at a nonprofit called Re-Evolution, focused on helping that recently released population have a fighting chance.
Like, what is responsible look like for you?
Being able to just get up every day, go to work on time, take care of my family.
Helping with the basics, like paperwork, bank accounts, getting an ID, finding a job, things that we take for granted that aren't so easy if you spent most of your life behind bars.
Just being free was, for me, like an amazing experience, like just be out of prison. But it was difficult. For example, like I didn't have my driver's license, I didn't have a car. I have nothing.
Francisco was a teenage gangbanger, arrested before he was even old enough to vote and convicted of attempted murder. Now he's trying to move past his old life, but everything he's ever learned about being an adult, he learned in prison.
I was a kid, right? So I spent over 14 years in prison. It's like I was stuck in that bubble, but it's like life around me was still moving. Like life was moving, people were moving, like life was going on. So.
But Francisco says compared to the dozens of clients he's now helped, he had an advantage.
But you feel like that was the California model?
In many ways, yeah. I was very good with a lot of even correctional officers or staff, and so I was always in like communication with them, right? And so like I worked in the program office, whether the dog program or facilitating groups, I was always very comfortable with people.
That pro-social behavior, something also exemplified by Francisco's boss, Parker Chamberlain, the co-executive director of the program, and also a former inmate at Valley State.
At age 16, I went to state prison and served, spent the next 21 years of my life incarcerated. I grew up in prison. I became an adult in prison. But I also had the opportunity to become myself in prison.
Parker met Francisco years ago in the prison yard, the two men bonding over their pursuit of education and deep desire to better themselves and the world.
I very much still consider the folks who are still inside as the people I love, the people I think of as family.
We saw the California model fully operational at 2 prisons, but the plan is to eventually expand it to the state's more than 30 facilities. One of the ways it functions is by offering training in a number of skilled trades, from the workshop to the barbershop.
Okay. So we had to take a little drive. We're now 260 miles to the south, near Palm Springs. We're meeting a guy named Mike. One of Francisco's old friends got a haircut from this guy as he was studying cosmetology inside Valley State. Now they're both out, and Mike is putting that experience to use. What was Valley State like?
Valley State was good, bad, ugly, beautiful, all in the same sense. It's really what you make of it. You have great people in there that see the potential in you and they snatch you. Instead of giving me a knife, they gave me a book. You know what I'm saying? It was the best thing they could have gave me.
Valley State is one of the only correctional facilities in the country with a fully functional cosmetology program. Mike fell in love with what would become his new profession.
I even was cutting the warden's hair.
Wow.
It was like, what? Like,
What would you say to people who feel like people who are incarcerated shouldn't get those kind of opportunities? That prison should be more of a punishment.
I think it should be like habilitation, because you have certain people who never knew how to be like a good person. I'd rather like transform them or habilitate them into something like they're supposed to be.
And Mike says he always felt like this is who he was supposed to be. Francisco now reunited with family.
Are you proud of your brother?
Oh, yeah, very proud. He's been putting a lot of work. Like, feels good to see him get a second chance.
Free from the past he once thought was completely lost to mistakes, now given the one thing that may be most fundamental to breaking that vicious cycle, a future.
I want to focus on just bettering me and getting myself situated, my career going, and then everything else could come after that.
That's an incredible ending. Steve Patterson joining me now. Steve, we were just talking about how amazing your reporting has been throughout this. Thank you for that follow-up. You mentioned in the piece, and obviously there are some success stories here, but you mentioned the possibility about this going statewide and that that's the plan. How tangible is that? Do we have a timeline on when that might happen?
Yeah, that is exactly the plan, Maggie Vespa. 32 facilities of this size in the state of California. We saw 2 of those facilities where the model is fully implemented in full force, right? They're working on a 3rd, and then they're expanding to 6 more. So they're doing this very, very slowly. You have to imagine the training necessary, the buy-in, not only from the incarcerated population, but the prison officials, the warden, the administrators, not to mention the hundreds, and we are talking hundreds of millions of dollars for the training and the facilities required. It is going to be a very slow-moving process, but that's the point. You start with these pilot programs, you see if it works, then you expand it to the next prison and so on until it covers the whole state. The officials we spoke to are excited about it. They say they see the tangible examples of this working, and it will create a safer state overall. Maggie?
All right. Well, obviously, we see the tangible examples, too, thanks to your reporting. Steve, thank you so much again, friend. Happy holidays. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.